After we get the loader in position and bolted in, then we can hook up the electrical conduit. This is 120 volts coming from the circuit breaker panel in the back of the 4000. This is the air connection to the 4000. This is the feed valve here. So hook up the two hoses. The control panel will be mounted up here on the loader when it arrives. Normally we take that and move it to the top of the control panel over here to make it handier for the operator. So the control panel mounts here on the loader for use when the loader is a standalone. When we're using it with the 4000, then we'll move the control panel over with the other control panel, which will make it easier for the operator to use. All right, so that's hooked up. There'd be a piece of flexible conduit that comes from the single-phase breaker box on the 4000 that attaches to the electrical box here to connect the 120 volts. So we'll connect to the air to the 4100, to the inlet, to the FRL unit right here. We've got the shut-off lockout valve first, the water trap and particulate filter, coalescing filter, regulator, and lubricator. We'll connect the air to the 4000 to the inlet to its FRL unit here. So this is the FRL unit on the 4000. The main air connects here. We have a disconnect valve. And when we turn the disconnect valve off, it not only blocks the incoming air, but drains the air out of the machine. All right, so now there's no air pressure anywhere in the machine, it's blocked. The next unit up is a T. They have fittings here that you can put hoses in for blow down air. This unit is the particulate filter and the water trap. It has a bayonet style bowl. We can pull the latch down, rotate the bowl, and that comes off from there like that. There's a float in there to drain the water when the air pressure goes down, and there's a filter element right here that's replaceable. The next unit up is the coalescing filter. The bowl comes off the same way. Undo the latch, rotate it, drops off. Also a filter element that can be replaced. This unit is the regulator. The regulator should be set at 90 psi, as it says on the sticker. And this knob down here is the adjustment knob to adjust the air pressure. The final unit up here is the lubricator. The lubricator adds oil back to the system to lubricate the valves and the cylinders. When you connect to the electrical, have a certified electrician do the connections. This is the single-phase breaker box here. This box requires 220 volts AC with a neutral. So your three-phase with a ground comes into one of the starter boxes. From either the bottom or the top, it will connect to the three terminals at the top of the starter. The tops of the contactors are already jumpered together, so we only need to connect to one. This is the inside of the main electrical box on the 4000. At the center of the operation, we have the PLC or controller. The controller consists of a power supply, a main processing unit, input modules, and output modules. Also in the electrical box, we have terminal blocks. These are the circuit breakers for the power feed wheels. These are the relays for the router motors, butt routers 1, 2, and 3, and the faceplate router. And on the side we have air over electric switches. These, when they're energized with air from the outside, give an input to the controller. The switches start at the top with a lock drill home sensor, lock drill return sensor, latch drill home sensor, latch drill return sensor, and the eject pedal. These switches give inputs to the controller so the controller can make decisions and give us the appropriate outputs. So the PLC has several banks of lights on it. These are inputs. The lights here indicate an input either from a switch on a control panel or a sensor at a particular cylinder or motion. Lights over here indicate outputs as directed by the inputs. These input and outputs all have a meaning. There's usually a set of schematics in the door that'll tell you what those are. Also, you can call Norfield service if there are issues, and we will help you diagnose the problem based on the input and the output lights.